Let's get started. Straight away, we're gonna get onto our backs on our mat. If you have a blue ball, go ahead and grab it, and we're gonna place it halfway between the knees and the hips. Laying all the way down onto our backs, we're going to go ahead and come into a floated tabletop position. So the legs are gonna float up directly above the hips, and we're gonna float the arms directly above the shoulders. Check in real quick to make sure you're at a 90-90 bend with your knees and your hips, and that you have a neutral pelvis with length on the front and back side of the spine. We're gonna exhale to prepare and plug those arms in down the back line of the body. And then we're gonna inhale as the arms come parallel to the sides of the body, and we roll up into an abdominal curl. Hold. Check in with your body. Look at the front side and make sure that you didn't add a lot of wrinkles to your shirt or to the front side of your abdomen, and make sure that you still have that space below your back. Inhale to prepare. And now we're gonna exhale and roll back down to start. One more time, arms stay parallel. Inhale, melt the shoulder blades down, nod the chin as we roll up into one abdominal curl. The pelvis, the legs did not change position. Exhale as we bring it back down to start. Now we're gonna circle the arms, or if that's aggressive, you can interlace your hands beneath the base of your skull. So we're gonna sweep the arms out to the sides. That's an inhale as they come alongside and we abdominal curl. Exhale as they come up to the sky parallel with the legs and set the head back down. Inhale, sweeping to the sides of the body. Exhaling as we lower down. So we can make that a fluid movement. Inhaling as we open the arms and bring it forward. Exhaling as we come back to start. Getting the abdominals and the spine warmed up. If that feels aggressive, you can even keep your head all the way down on the mat. As we sweep the arms around on the inhale, just holding the legs up gives you a good abdominal challenge. We're gonna do one more. Inhaling as we sweep around. And last one, exhale as we set the head back down on the mat. We're gonna set that ball aside just for a second and go into a rolling plank. So you can choose to do this on your elbows and knees. Kim's showing us a little more accessible version of the pose. And otherwise, we're gonna be on our hands and our toes coming into our best plank. Feet are about 4 inches apart. From here, everyone is going to lift away from the mat, broaden the collarbones, and draw the navel up and in between the shoulder blades, making sure that you are in a diagonal line. So Kim, bring your booty down a little bit more, and Jessie, breathe in between those shoulder blades. From here, we're gonna tip the heels. Kim's gonna hold that pose. Jessie and I are gonna tip the heels to the right, the pelvis follows, and now we're gonna do a side plank on that right hand. Flow back through the middle, make it nice and fluid. Now we're tipping to the left, and the right hand comes up. Kim's got that isometric challenge, and that's no joke over there. It's a little bit more obnoxious too, because she doesn't get that change up. So there's great work to be had through the core and the shoulders and the postural muscles. So don't worry about it if this feels aggressive on the single arm or on the wrist. Do whichever version works best for you and your body on any given day. It might be different one day to the other. Might be different the second time you roll through this 2 weeks to Wunda challenge. So the first time you might be on your knees, and the next time, who knows? You might be doing a little rolling. We're gonna do one more and head into our jumping plies. 2 hands come down and release. All right, we're gonna come up onto our feet. Jessie's gonna grab her dumbbells, and we're gonna come into a wide second position. That means our toes are in turnout and we're about as wide as our shoulders. From here, you can have the hands on the hips or starting in a W, and we're gonna go into a few plies to start with. That means the knees soften, but the torso stays upright. The inner thighs are spiraling forward, and hold the next one down to just take a glance at your knees. The temptation is for the knees to kind of tip in this direction and get out of alignment. We want the inner thighs to spiral back and the knees to stay in line with the big toe, second toe. Exhale to prepare. Inhale, rise up. Now we're gonna exhale and add the jumping movement. So it looks like this. We're simply weight shifting, and you can see I'm up on the tip of that right toe, and then exhaling through the middle, inhaling up. Once you get the hang of that, you can either stay here. That's what Kim's gonna show us. This is a nice weight shift and a challenge through the outer line, the glute med. Or you can add a little tiny bit of a lift as we raise up, and then that leg hovers, the toe hovers off the ground. Added challenge, increased cardio effort, you can take the arms up and overhead, making a nice long X as you inhale and raise, exhale in the middle. Inhale and raise, exhale through that plie. Anyone feeling that cardio effort? Inner thighs spiral forward. Don't forget about that knee alignment. And we want to think about that low belly working in opposition to the knee bend. So the belly reaches up as the knee bends down. Exhaling through the middle, inhaling to float up. Really think about lightness and length rather than a shove through the foot. Last 2. And last 1. All right, if you've got dumbbells, you can grab them here. We're gonna go into a squat with a lateral raise. So our feet are gonna be 4 inches apart, parallel, and we're gonna have the dumbbells either on our hips or you can have your hands on your hips, lowering into your squat. So we just did a plie upright. A squat means we're actually creasing at the hips and sending the torso forward as the knees bend. Inhale to gather and lift. Exhale, make sure those knees creep right in front of the ankles. That might feel different to you, but notice what happens with the bone rhythms. So the inner thighs are actually spiraling up as the sits bones broaden and you lower into that squat. It allows for that fluidity and that core connection much more than if you were to lock the knee right over the ankle. Inhale to float it up. Go ahead and add the raise out to the side if you're up for it. Inhaling to float up. Exhaling down. We also want to make sure that we're not afraid of a full leg extension. So we want the kneecaps to come all the way up into the quadriceps at the top, getting into the upper fibers of the hamstring, improving functionality of the ankle, knees, hip joint, and also getting into deep core activation. Let's hold the next one down, and we're going to pulse 1 inch down and 1 inch up. So what's happening here, guys, is we're not just shoving through our feet and dropping through our hips. We're actually narrowing the sits bones to float up 1 inch and broadening the sits bones to lower down 1 inch. You can set those dumbbells down at any time. Keep working. We're doing those little pulses, narrowing and broadening to lower, narrow to lift. Can give me more length between the tailbone and the crown of the head. Last 3. Last 2. With intention, inhale and rise all the way up. All right. We're gonna go ahead and grab 1 dumbbell, if you have it, don't worry if not, and come onto our knees in a 4-point kneeling position. So we're gonna get back towards the end of our mat so we have enough room. The dumbbell goes in your right hand if you have it, and we're going to first take that left leg with the toe grazing the ground, reach that toe long, long, long all the way out. Once it's at full extension, think about lifting from under the crease of your seat and bring it up to approximately your hip height, only if you can achieve that without dipping into the low back. Now that right arm is going to reach up and out off the shoulder. If you have the dumbbell, it can stay in your hand or it can stay on the ground. Now we're going to sweep the right arm out to the edge of the mat and the left leg out to the edge of the mat and bring them back parallel where they started. So we don't want to go into a great big movement. This is a very narrow X, a very narrow diagonal. Hold the next one in parallel and just take a little glance at your pelvis if you can. Almost knocked me over, how about you? But you want to keep those hips level and make sure that we don't dip that left hip down just because we're not using the knee to stabilize us. We are gazing straight down at the mat. That's going to give us length through the back of the neck. We're going to do 3 more. And then it's time for some roll-ups. And with control, the right arm and the left leg lower at the same pace. If you have that 1 dumbbell, keep it. And if not, empty hands work well also. So we're going to sit on our bottom about the center of the mat. Legs come long into an L sit, and that dumbbell is parallel to the floor. So legs are long in front of us. Plug the arms into the shoulders. Lean with a flat back. Hold. Who found their low belly? Me. Jessie? Ken. Awesome. We got it. 100% success rate. From here, we're going to roll the tailbone under. Roll the low back next. Then the mid back follows. And finally, the upper back goes onto the floor. The dumbbell comes up above the chest as the head touches down. Turn the gear wheels of the ears, picking up the head, then the neck, upper back, mid back, low back, and return to sitting at the top. Lean with a flat back, tailbone rolls under. Just thinking about those gear wheels, doing it at your own pace, but trying to go in the same pace down and up. That's really tough to do. It's very easy to kind of slide through any given section. And if this feels really aggressive, you can find a friend or a couch to hold your toes down. Either way works. Do what works for your body. Nod the chin, peel the shoulder blades up, keep length on that front body as we raise, sitting tall at the top, flat back, lean last time, roll the tailbone under, roll the low back, roll the mid back, all the way down to the back of the head. Last time up, nod the chin, plug the arms in, lengthen the front body as we slowly rise all the way back to a neutral pelvis at the top. Excellent. We are going to set that dumbbell aside and go right into our imaginary jump board. So we're gonna be on our knees with a closed parallel for our legs, and our elbows are gonna come down onto the floor, forearms as well. So Kim, have you doubled up your mat? You can do that if that feels better for you. If your knees are feeling sensitive, you can always double over your mat. And we're gonna go into a crouched position. Collarbones are wide. We're not kind of hanging out in a little ball. We're really thinking about our posture and our core being active. Exhale to prepare. Inhale, we're gonna rise up to a high kneeling position, arms come alongside the body. Exhale as we fold back down to start. Inhale as we come up. Now at the top, we want the front side of the hips completely open in a neutral pelvis with our hip bones shining straight forward. And if it feels aggressive to you to get all the way down into that crouched position with your knees or your hips, you don't have to get all the way down. Just go as far as it works for you. We're gonna add those arm circles next. So as we come up, the arms come up and overhead and circle around. Landing at start, up and overhead, landing at start. Inhale to float up, exhaling down. We're gonna do 2 more like that, then change it up. Increasing that cardio effort a little bit. Maybe you didn't think Pilates was gonna make you sweat, but that's because you ain't never done no WundaBar Pilates. All right, now we're going into arm rotations. They're gonna be at shoulder height. We're rotating the rib basket to the right and exhaling down. And let's rotate to the left. And we're gonna exhale down. Inhale as we rotate the rib basket. Exhale as we lower down. Inhale as we spiral. Beautiful. Few more here, keeping the pelvis shining straight forward. And next we're gonna go into our low leg sweeps. So we're gonna take our hands at the front side of the mat in a 4-point kneel position to start with. You can double over your mat if you need to for the knees. Lift away from the floor, broadening the collarbones. And again, we're gonna sweep that right toe back, 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 back as long as we can. But this time we're not really gonna lift it. We're just gonna kind of graze the floor, maybe lift it by an inch or 2 at the most. Now with intention, on the inhale, we're going to swivel that leg forward. It's gonna come to the side of the mat as that inner thigh spirals towards your elbow. And now we're gonna sweep it back, bringing it parallel. And then inhale as we swivel forward. Exhale as we bring it back to parallel. The pelvis is not invited to move, the arms are not invited to move, and we want to look down at the mat. That helps keep our length of the back of the neck. We're going to do 1 more like this, and then we're going to change it up a little bit. All right, so bring that leg forward once more. But when we bring it back this time, as it comes parallel, we're gonna bend at the elbows and the leg will tip up, creating a diagonal line from the crown of the head to the toes. Bring it back to start, arms are long, toe is low, and we're gonna sweep the leg forward via the inner thigh. And then we bring it back on the exhale as we fold the elbows and tip forward, creating that diagonal. Inhale, fluidly sweep that leg forward. Exhale as we bow. We're gonna do 2 more just like that. Inhaling as we swivel forward via the inner thigh. Exhaling as we lower. Last one. Inhaling, that femur head swims through the dome of the pelvis, reaching long into that diagonal on the way down. And with intention, the toe goes down and rise up. If you have a ball, go ahead and grab it. And if you're near a chair or a countertop, you're gonna wanna use that to support your balance. Take that ball, and we're gonna place it behind the crook of the right knee. we want to make sure we're not ignoring this standing leg just because we're holding on to that ball for dear life, yes? So we don't want to keep a baby bend. We don't want to cheat that joint of the actual full extension and the full functionality. So what we want to do is pour energy down the outer line of that left leg, come under the foot, and now it's drawing up the inner line of that left leg. Kneecap absorbs into quadriceps. It draws up alongside the spine and out the crown of the head. You should feel really stable in that standing leg, and probably some heat on that outer hip, yes? Get the knees in alignment, that's real important. And we're gonna go into a lateral raise, creasing at the hip, but the pelvis is not invited to rock. So we're still thinking about that energy pouring down the outer line of the standing leg, coming up the inner line, and then we're creasing at the hip, keeping the leg parallel. It's a real sincere temptation to kind of want to do a little baby turnout where the knee goes out at a diagonal. Try to keep it as a parallel, reaching long and then sending it out. So we're not only going out, we're reaching long without the pelvis changing and then sending it out. We're gonna hold the next one, reach long, crease at the hip. You can take the right arm up and out for increased cardio challenge. And now we're gonna swivel that inner thigh forward and bring it back. We didn't drop the knee position at all. We simply swiveled the femur head. That's the thigh bone. You can think about that femur head turning in your hip like a doorknob. Let's do 3 more just like that. I don't know about you, I almost forgot about this leg. That left leg is on fire. Last 2. And go ahead, take that ball out from behind the knee. We're gonna go into some pliés. We're gonna show you from the side. Take that ball, if you do have it, it goes halfway between the knees and the hips, because I want you to see that the sternum is gonna stay stacked over the pubic bone as we're working for our pliés. So we're gonna do a profile view, and we're gonna exhale as we soften the knees, keeping the torso upright, upright. Inhale as we narrow. So we don't wanna tip forward at all. We're keeping the sternum right over the pubic bone, and that's how we find that core activation. My other favorite tip to find it is to stay tall, tall, tall. Do this with me, my friends. We're gonna stay tall, tall, tall. You can even touch your hand to the top of your head if you'd like to, and try not to change your height under your touch. And we're gonna bend our knees as far as we can. It's probably more than you even think you can achieve without changing your height. And then your height can change. What's happening is that's triggering the low belly to work with you. We're inhaling to stand back up, exhaling, softening the knees as far as we can before our height changes. Inhaling to narrow and lift. We're gonna hold the next one down. Hold it down here. And now we're gonna peel both heels up without trying to shift forward. Oh, that first one's a little bit wobbly. And imprint them back down. If you'd like extra balance challenge, you can take the arms up and overhead. But we're really trying not to get any taller, and we're trying not to shift the weight forward at all. Last 2. Hold the heels up, and now we're gonna do that same little pulse we did with the squats, but we're holding upright. So the sits bones broaden to lower and narrow to raise. Keeping the waistline narrow. Last 3. Last 2. With intention, melt the heels down and rise up. We're gonna go ahead and take that knee pendulum on the other side. So get close to a counter or a chair if you have one. And we're gonna place that ball behind the crook of the left knee. Again, we're gonna find that standing position with the energy down the outer line and up the midline of the body, out the crown of the head. Knees are in alignment. We're gonna do 1 lift out to the side, crease at the hip, hold, and now we're gonna swivel that inner thigh forward and sweep it back to start. So we're not dropping the height of that knee. We're simply rotating the femur head like a doorknob through the dome of the pelvis. Navels are drawn up and in. That left arm can go up and out if you'd like additional challenge to your cardio effort, but plug that arm in the back if you've chosen that option. Bring it parallel on the next one, and then we're gonna go into that straight lateral raise. So you can glance down real quick just to make sure your knees are in alignment. Recommit to that energy down the outer line of the right leg and up the midline all the way through the crown of the head. That's gonna help you really find grounding and connection to the lateral hip on the outside. You guys feeling that? All right, keep working. I wanna make sure Jessie's doing all her work back here. We're gonna open the hip even more. Really find that back line and through that lateral edge and really maintain that parallel. That's tough to do. This is an experienced mover. She teaches with me, And still, it's a really tough thing to do to not go into that external rotation. If you are, just take a slightly smaller range of movement. We're gonna do one more and go right into our low leg sweeps on the other side. So what we're gonna do is get our hands at the front edge of the mat and come down into a 4-point kneeling position again. Hands below the shoulders, knees directly below the hips. Double over your mat if that feels more comfortable to your knees. We're gonna lift away from the floor, broadening the collarbones and lengthening the tailbone from the crown of the head. You know what's coming next. It's that big left toe grazing across the floor, reaching long, 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 long. We're either gonna keep it touching the floor or just hover it an inch or two, keeping it low. And then on the inhale, that inner thigh spirals forward. And on the exhale, it goes back to parallel, staying low, low, low. Inhale as we bring it forward, swiveling that inner thigh. Exhale, bring it back. Now you want to check in with your body, and as we sweep that leg forward, we want to make sure we're not swinging it so far forward that we lean into that right hip. So that's the core holding you stable and keeping you in check, that diagonal sling, the right waistline working with the left inner thigh. Next one back, let's go into our weight shift where we tip down and that left leg comes up at a diagonal. And then we're gonna rise back up. The left foot goes close to the floor, swivels forward. And then we're gonna soften the elbows as that diagonal reaches back. Bring it back up, just a few more like this. We're gonna do some postural focus next. Last two, really reach in opposition, crown of the head, lengthening from the left toes. Swivel that left inner thigh forward as you come back. And last one, dipping forward and the left leg reaches up. With control, bring the left foot back to the ground. Okay, so if you have a ball and dumbbells, now is a great time to grab them. We're gonna place the ball halfway between the knees and the hips to help us connect to the midline of the body, the low belly and pelvic floor. And you're gonna take 2 dumbbells into your hands. So if you need to double over your mat like Kim's doing, go ahead and do that to take good care of your knees. The setup looks like this. We're gonna sweep that hand overhead, bending the elbow in line with our ear or just in front of it, and the palm is gonna face forward. With intention, melt that shoulder blade down and around the rib basket as your navel draws up and in, and only 8 times we're gonna extend that arm. So we're gonna inhale and extend here, exhale as we bend. Jessie's gonna show us with a little bit of flexion to the side, increasing the core challenge. It's gonna look like this. Inhaling as we extend, exhale to bend. I haven't lost count. We've got 5 more. Right. Melt the shoulder blade down. Give me time, I might lose that count soon. Last 3, how am I doing? Am I still on track? All right. Last 2, melt the shoulder blade down. We're going into tick-tocks next. And arm comes up with intention, bring it back to the side. Now, if you have those dumbbells and you want a sincere challenge, arms go out like so. You can also bring it into a 90-degree bend or set those dumbbells down entirely. We're gonna do a side bend tick-tocking movement. So it looks like this. On an inhale, we bend to one side. Exhale through the center. Inhale, bend to the other side. Exhale through the center. Inhale and exhale. Keep working. As we bend side to side, we want to make sure we're not shifting side to side. We really want to keep that intention in a long arc in both directions. The ball is there to really help us connect to the midline of the body and the inner thighs, pelvic floor. So we don't want to mash it. We want to keep it with a light touch, and it's just kind of keeping us connected to that intention. Can you feel that happening? And for Kim, without the ball, you can still find that intention. I like to think about the skin of my kneecaps gently drawing out to the sides of my mat, and that really helps me to trigger into the inner thighs. Do you feel that? Beautiful. All right, you guys, last one, even it out. Come back to center, and we're gonna go into our copper tone baby on the right. So turn the dumbbells long. The pelvis is gonna stay forward. We're gonna rotate the rib basket to the right. The shoulder, arm, and head rotate with it, and then we bring it back to start on an exhale. On the inhale, we're adding space between the vertebrae as we rotate the rib basket and gaze over the left shoulder. That's helping us to increase our neck mobility. Inhaling as we rotate to the right. Exhaling, bring it back through center. Inhaling, rotating through the left. You can add a little reach back of the arm as you rotate, and that's going to give you a little tricep focus. It helps me to keep that shoulder down off of my ear and nice long lines. You can think about the skin of the kneecaps drawing apart if you don't have the ball to help us get out of that booty grip. Exhale through center. Inhale as we rotate to the left. Last time to the right. Inhaling as we rotate. Exhaling back through center. Last time to the left. And bring it all the way in. All right, last thing before we stretch. Keep those dumbbells, but bring them parallel to the floor. We're gonna do that overhead tricep reach on the left. So that's where we bring the arm up and overhead in line with the ear. Palm faces forward, and really plug that shoulder blade down and around that rib basket. If you're looking for additional challenge, you can add the flexion to the spine to the side 8 times. Inhale as we elongate. Exhale as the elbow bends. Inhale as we elongate. If this feels aggressive on either side, set the dumbbell down or don't worry about it at all. As we reach, I want you to focus on the biceps elongating. So the biceps are coming long as the arm extends and the tricep comes long as it bends. Inhale, biceps. Exhale, triceps elongate. So we're sculpting and toning the arm. We're making sure that shoulder blade is melting down around. See that tiny little shift? It really makes a difference connecting to the back line of the body. I didn't lose count. This is the last one. I know you thought I did. Exhale down. Inhale, bring it up. And now we're gonna come into our final stretch. So if you have the ball or the dumbbells, set them down to the side. Find a counter, the back of a couch, a table, a chair, anything that's approximately this height. We're gonna place our hands lightly shoulder width distance and step your legs back so that they are in as close as you can achieve to an L shape. That's gonna be a little bit different for every body, but we're looking for our feet to be 4 inches apart, our heels melting to the floor, and all 10 toes shining forward. We're gonna think about lengthening the tailbone from the crown of the head, looking straight down at the floor to lengthen the back line of the body. And now, without changing our hips or our heels, we're gonna soften the left knee and then soften the right. So we're doing fascial flossing, really lubricating the network of fibers that connect our tissues, bones, muscles, and skin together. So we don't wanna change that pelvis at all. We're keeping that nice and quiet, and we're doing a micro bend through the legs. So it's not gonna be a great big range of movement, but you should feel that tingly all the way down and up. Have we found that, my dear? Excellent. On this next one, go ahead and keep the left knee bent, the right leg is straight. We're gonna bend it a lot, and the heel picks up off the floor. The left arm comes off of your surface, and the rib basket rotates through, taking a really beautiful inhale to elongate the side of the body. Exhale, take that tension out of your body as you return to start. The left heel melts down, and now we're gonna take it on the other side. We're going to bend the right knee. The right knee bends a lot, the heel peels up, and we're gonna take the right arm, sweep it through, the rib basket rotates, and we're stretching through that side of the body. Inhaling a positive thought into your day. Exhaling as you unwind. We're gonna take our hands one at a time down to our shins. Slowly rolling up, our hands are gonna trace the shins to the knees, to the thighs, adding spaces between the vertebra. Arms come up and overhead. You can gaze to the sky. With intention, they imprint to the sides as your navel draws up and in, and I challenge you to keep that posture for the rest of your day.